What's up, y'all? Bringing back week 9 back in February. I keep saying I swear I'm going to catch up, and this week may have a chance. So, started the week off with some weight over bar, and I obviously can't tell the weights here or the heights here per se, but one thing I do know is arguably starting the year off, it feels better than I think it ever has. It's not shown that way yet. It's not shown its head or its face, whatever you want to call it. But in theory, I want to say it is feeling better. I'm not loving how it's not going like way higher, but there's a positive to that. So this is Mondays. So my Sunday to start the week, took the day off after the Asheville Highland games, and then we come into Monday, and I just hit some throws and then hit some gym projects. So still nursing that groin injury, taking things slow, kind of starting out. And it really bothers me in wob a little bit, and then really it does tweak me in the weights, but just the very kind of beginning, and then it kind of goes away. But I did some full throws today. It actually went okay. I was pretty happy with it, with how things went, all things considered. You can still see that things are a little wet. It's not as bad on this day, but that turf still has that little bit of slickness to it. I did level it out. You can see the new paint on there. Put some sand under it. So working on and been noticing a couple things. And obviously, I'm still early in the season to be ironing kinks out, and still kind of figuring out what's working and what's not. So you kind of have to go into each practice thinking, okay, this cue, let's work on that and see how's it helping. Okay, let's switch to a different cue, a different practice. How is that making the throws feel? Are things feeling better? Are they feeling worse because of that? Or are the distances better or worse because of that? Excuse me. So that's kind of where I have to go with the throws. Moving on to lightweight. I think also with a lot of my throws right now is it kind of seems like it is every year. I obviously throw better towards, let's say, September. When you go have later in the season, your speed kind of picks up. Yes, I've thrown off season, but with it not being like full intensity and full speed driven, especially with like weight room training as well, I noticed that I just watched a video. I'm like, I don't look fast and I don't feel fast. Now, some people make, man, that looks fast, or man, you look fast. But you have to compare yourself to yourself. And from what I've seen in the past out of myself, I think at this point in the year, February, March, you aren't going to be at your peak. And I think that shows, which I'm kind of happy with. I'm happy to be throwing what I'm doing, and I'm not peaked or feeling like that's where I should be. So it was a good practice all in all. And yes, I do actually take notes of this stuff, and that's how I'm so many actual real days ahead of actually posting this video that I actually know where I'm at comparatively. So take notes with your training on how things go. So then the next day we had in-service at the firehouse, so didn't get anything done, and then come out, and this day worked on light hammer. This is Wednesday the 28th. Light hammer and working some 5 winds here. So the goal of the 5 wind is to feel the acceleration wind to wind. You can't start as fast, because if you go fast and you get faster, you can end up out of control, and that's what happens to me. And so I use the 5 wind to try to train that, as well as learning that when I go to a regular 3 wind, I can learn to accelerate faster, and hopefully you have to, over time, if you can train your first wind faster, then you can throw further because you can accelerate from that. But it's a balance and control thing. So I do a lot of 5 winds now than compared to what I used to do, trying to really feel acceleration. And it's a good drill for me at this point early in the season. So I had some 5 winds and then roll into full throws. And this is a day that, it's feeling okay. I do have a tape measure pulled on these just to have an idea. And that's what this happened at this practice. And that was the first throw, is that it starts to fall apart. And you go through the frustration times where it's like, I know it's there, and I'm missing positions, and I'm trying things differently. And that one finally clicked a little bit better. So other things, I think these videos are now out of order, but because I thought I had the front squats in here, but this day I also hit back extensions and ab wheel, and then I front squatted, up to 173 kilos and missed 185, and then had some downsets. So I think I just got the videos out of order. So here's working on these range of motion abs. I go in and out with these. I've got to kind of figure out and talk with some people, specifically Nick Aston, and I know he watches these videos. Nick's a big proponent of this big extension in his abs, and I kind of end up with a little bit of pain sometimes in my low back, and I've had low back issues for years, so that could be part of it. If you notice, I'm very slow and deliberate here. I'm not whipping back real hard, and I don't have any load, so I have to kind of do what I can at times, and I've changed up how I do these from time to time. Sometimes I do them weighted. I maybe not go back as far. Other times I do them with, here's the front squats. I must have just had things out of order. So that is, looks like 175 kilos. Here's 185. I missed this. I think I dump it. Yeah, just not there. Oh, and I tried it again. Nice. Good job, Justin. I hate missing reps. So, yeah. Drop to some singles. And this is where I really noticed that groin, I've got to do something different. And my groin's got to get better. And it's been a couple weeks now, and things weren't getting better because I kept pushing and kept scratching the itch. On Thursday, I did some easy upper body stuff at the volunteer firehouse. Friday, back at the regular firehouse. And all I did today was bench and pull-ups. So ended up hitting a rep out set of 315 for 8, which I'm happy with. My best ever is 10. So very happy to hit 315 for 8 and then drop down to 245. I've been playing with some high volume rep sets here between 225 and 245. And this is, I think, 245 for 17. My best arguably was like when I was training like college combine type bench press stuff just for fun was 230 for 27. So I got to see if I can get back and beat that. But mix bench back in there. I don't know. Probably going to take bench back out here soon. Now, this is a full Saturday. This is a fun day. So, shout out Danny talking about getting stuff in how he can. I have a throw bag as well, hitting some cast and drops. And this is one of the cues I have to work on myself is working on that cast and drop with, is getting my feet around deliberately in my cast. I also have to work on some low points and stuff like that. So another thing I put in here is some of the jumping I still do. I don't always show this stuff because it takes just time to video. It's kind of boring to watch somebody just hop around, especially somebody fat like me. But power skips, lateral hops, some broad jumps, various jumping pretty much every day. Not every day, but pretty much 2 to 3 lower body days a week. So... And then this one, yeah, still doing broad jump. So this is a 5 or 6 step broad jump. Little side contest with Cody from the gym with some of that. And then we jump in. I had some ab wheel. Started mixing this back in. So I strained my abs, and I thought I might have given myself a hernia way back when. I don't know. It still may be true. I was doing it on my feet. But I hadn't done them, kind of being scared of them. And I can see a little bit of fault there. Hit some kettlebell swings. So this day was hit stuff that can mimic throwing because I remember the weather being shit. And then get some good deadlifts in at the very end here. So we're almost done with this week. This was a kind of reset week on deadlifts. And I hit a 5x5 at 180 kilos. And like I said, I had to adjust that groin. So what I did is I think I started pulling from blocks this week. And just hitting that very lower position is what hurt. And oh yeah, let's throw some more cast and drops in there. I mixed in like all this stuff that you're currently seeing: the ab wheel, the back extensions, jumps, cast and drops, kettlebell swings. At some point, shirt on versus shirt off, who knows? Might be a little bit out of order. Hit all that before I hit the deadlifts. And yeah, I have to make some changes to get this groin to start feeling better and start cooperating with me. So yeah, here's the deadlifts. Actually, I am on the ground still, so it might be a week or 2 after this. I can't remember, and that's where I just wrote down deadlift. I didn't write down block pull in my training, so that was gives it away. Justin, you're doing deadlift. So that's it for this week, week 9 of 2024. Yeah, like the video if you like it. Leave a comment to help the algorithm. Subscribe if you've listened this far, and not subscribe. You should anyways if you've made it this far. So excited for this year. More videos coming. Let me know what you think.